Hi, this is Holly Scoville, and this is my video blog for week 2 of Fundamentals of Conducting. This week we learned about 3 patterns. We learned that there are 3 different types of 3 patterns. There's just the generic 3 pattern, there's the Italian 3 pattern, and the German 3 pattern. So, the generic 3 pattern is pretty simple. It just goes 1, 2, 3. Then there's the Italian 3 pattern, which is a lot more legato. 1, 2. It has no edges, but the ictus is still constant and easily identified. And then there's the German 3 pattern. I think they still need a little bit of work, but I think I have the general idea. The specifics about the Italian 3 pattern is that it has no edges or clicks, and it's good for legato pieces. And one thing to watch out for is if you're going to use your hand and not a baton, to not let the wrist flop around. Let's see, the German 3 pattern, I kind of understood to be more of an articulation pattern, so you can show your singers what type of articulation to use. There are edges, or clicks, as Dr. Abrahams calls them, but the main characteristics are that you're conducting straight down the center of the body, and we were told that it is appropriate to use at the end of a phrase or if the beginning of a phrase starts on the 3rd beat. So in other words, if the phrase begins on the last beat of the measure, you should probably use a German 3 pattern to conduct. And we also learned that not all pieces call for just one type of pattern. So, for instance, we worked a lot on New Year Carol by Benjamin Britten, and some of the phrases ended on the 2nd beat of the measure, which therefore meant that it was easier to use a German 3 pattern to show how to end it. So you would conduct it using the Italian legato pattern, and then when you got to the end of a phrase, you would go 1, 2, and then keep continuing. So I thought that was pretty cool to see, to actually apply what we were learning in class. And we also, through these different conducting patterns, learned how much the singer actually gets from the way the conductor is conducting. It's, as a conductor, it's your responsibility to show the performers the articulations that you want from them, and using different patterns is one of the ways to do this. Let's see. As Dr. Abraham says, your gesture evokes the sound of the choir. So what you give them is what they give back to you. He also gave us advice. If our piece that we're conducting is in cut time, but you feel like you don't want to conduct it in 2, then instead of conducting it in 4, you should just subdivide 2. It kind of lets the line go more artistically. Let's see, we also learned about 2 different types of 2 patterns to show articulations. There's the Dr. Abrahams 2, which just kind of goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then Matteo Neri, who is a student in our class, came up with another one, and I'm not really sure if I can do it. But 1, 2, 1, 2. So this shows the singers how to articulate. And we gathered this while Bretta was conducting, because she conducted a piece that was in 2 instead of the New Year Carol, which is in 3. We also learned about syncopation, which is a shift in the agogic accent, and of course that led to learning what an agogic accent is, and that's the natural accent, or the accent that you would just out of habit make. Let's see, Wednesday we didn't have class because of the ice storm, and Dr. Abrahams really wanted to get as many people to conduct as possible, so Friday we spent all of class watching different conductors. And I think it's so cool watching all the different people because everybody conducts so differently to try and relay the same information. And I never really realized that. And I also think it's really cool to see what everyone's good at and what everyone needs help with because it's different for everyone. It's just so interesting to me. Let's see. I put up my conducting video from last week when I conducted a New Year carol. I've been reading Evoking Sound by James Jordan, like we were supposed to, and I've been practicing conducting the new pieces that we're supposed to be conducting. So hopefully once everyone in the class gets through conducting, I'll have another chance to conduct and I'll have another video up for you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess on to another week of conducting.